What's going on? This is episode 3 of our podcast. Welcome back if you've been tuning in. And it's been a good month now since we did one. Good month, basically almost going on 2 months. And basically we've been, why? Mainly because working and other things, attending my sister's last remaining basketball games that happened a few weeks ago. And other things going on, but we will be more consistent on it in the future for sure. We've already been making plans on it, and yeah, we gonna get back into it for sure and work on our other social medias and everything else that's been going on. And of course, my dad is across from me because he's all. This is his podcast too. This is our podcast. Want to say what's up to the people?
What's up?
So we gonna basically be winging it. We ain't got that much plans today or a main topic to focus on. We gonna be winging it, but we gonna make it entertaining nonetheless.
Yeah.
And if any background noises you hear, it'll probably be our dog. So just ignore it as best as you can if you do hear any little things going on. But other than that. Anything concerning to you at the moment? Or?
No, I want to talk about the WIAA playoffs and my daughter's school, MAS, Milwaukee Academy of Science, made it all the way to the championship game. And that was interesting because I told my daughter, I said, I made it to state twice and we won the championship. You gotta meet that, meet that level, and I thought they were gonna win the championship to that last game.
That last game was a lot. The amount of fouls that they called were ridiculous. I mean, the amount of free throws the other team took compared to MAS was outrageous.
Yeah,
it was bad.
It was bad. It was just facts.
Yeah.
The stats is out there: 25 fouls to 9. That means basically, as hard as MAS drives to the basket, they did not get a double bonus the entire game.
And what were the comments said about after the first game?
The comments were that the WIAA needs to stop letting these private charter schools play against the public schools. They need to stop letting these big city schools. So that's another thing. I thought MAS was a small school, but according to the other people, they're still from a big city. And then they said, well, they do a lot of recruiting. They do this, they do that. They called the girls thugs. And I'm not just saying that because LSU had it. This is literally what they posted on their post, and I forwarded to the MAS coaches like, hey, it's all over. But they play like thugs. They play physical. One comment said they beat Waupun. One comment said our girls did good considering the type of basketball that they had to play against. Like, what is that supposed to be? What is that type of basketball? And so a lot of people are happy that they lost. And the Waupun coach said this taught his girls, they're all coming back and they're going to hit the weight room and they're going to get ready for next year. Have you seen, what MAS has to work with? I mean, so it's not like these girls have a big advantage. The difference is and I don't know who this podcast is reaching to. The difference is that these girls are talented, athletic, and they're fundamentally sound, and they're tough. Okay? They're not tough because they're black. They're not tough because they're from the gutter. They're not tough because they're thugs. That's just who they are. And they went through adversity this year. The head coach went through a major adversity by losing his dad. And the girls lost a great mentor. So, I just knew that second game they were going to cheat. I'm just going to say that they cheated. And I didn't know it was going to be to that magnitude. And you know what? They still almost won.
Yeah, they still could have won, but the cheating really made it tougher than what it should have been, for sure. And the same thing about that LSU game and Iowa. And what's her name? The girl on Iowa, Caitlin Clark.
Yeah. Literally
celebrating the other games. But when LSU does it, it's a problem.
Well, it was a problem. Yeah, it was a problem. But see, you know, that's the thing. You know, the culture is when Caitlin Clark did it, it was great. You know, even I was like, oh, she should kill her. I like killers, you know. I like that. And she was a killer. You know, but our culture, we don't complain about it. We don't complain. It's what it is. If one of our girls or boys, players get their ankles broke or they fall down, the crowd is not nice. And that's in Milwaukee. So, but then once LSU, the difference was LSU was, what's her name? Reese, Angel Reese?
Yeah, Angel Reese.
She made it a point. She made it a point to let her know. And she let the world know it's not happening.
Even her teammates was competitive too. They all were.
Yep.
And I've seen it before the game even happened, because they were talking about it before a day before or a couple days before the game happened. One of her teammates was like, I felt disrespected. They left another team open.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, they coming ready to play.
So the question is, so now I guess, you know, they want to, again, I heard the podcast of Wood Sports. They thinking about redoing the brackets and all that. But what is the problem? What is the real problem with the city Milwaukee teams going to the state tournament? They had a complaint about the boys and then the girls. Then they say put D3 up to D2, up to D1. MAS, boys and girls play all divisions, 2 and 1. So what is the real issue with the city schools?
The real answer is there is no issue, but to the people that complain, that's something we should ask them, because we don't know at this point. We can't find the answer. We don't want to say racism, but I mean,
but it seems like it's racism.
It seems like it.
It seems, and you know, and the thing is, I think that we should just call it for what it is. It is racism. And the sad thing is that not all white people are racist. Not all black people are racist. But when there's when there's something that's going against, you know, a minority group such as the girls, they're not only are they black, they're girls. So they have a double negative stacked up against them. And the fact is that what do you want? Do you want an all-white state tournament?
Exactly.
Is that what you really want? I mean, I don't understand. You got a school who is trying to do positive stuff for the inner city kids of Milwaukee. Again, and they didn't cheat to go. They had a hard road to get to upstate. They won. They had to play 2 Metro Classic teams. They had to play a team that went from D2 to D3. What more do you want?
They just hate him.
Yeah, the question is to the viewers is basically, what is it that you want? Because I'm here to say that the Milwaukee Academy of Science, both programs are going to be in a mix from what I see the next 3 to 4 years. And I'm telling you now, they're not backing down from any challenge. But I see if they move them up to D2, the D2 people are going to complain. They move them up to D1, the D1 people are going to complain. So it's almost kind of like you have to accept it, right?
Exactly. That's the only way they can. They got to accept it.
Because if you end the school choice, then that means all the Milwaukee kids are going to leave all these private schools and charter schools and go back to the MPS, and then MPS is going to dominate the city and it's going to dominate the state like they did in the 90s.
Over and over again.
Over and over again. Now, we don't want that.
They really be complaining.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. They'll really be complaining. So then the private schools won't have the city's best players on their team.
And they still have good players. They still have good players at the end of the day. They still have good. Their teams are still good at the end of the day. They don't go up to state for no reason. So they really can't. There really should be no complaints regardless. It's not like the city schools are like the greatest players or something. They still got to work hard for them.
They still got to work hard, but the private schools is taking them. You know, the Marquettes, the St. Cat's, the Martin Luthers, Thomas Moore's is taking all the good city kids. Ain't nobody complaining about that. Throw them back in the city. And have them all on the same team. Then what? Then what?
That would really be bad news. And then people don't like the competitiveness of the game. 1 minute they do, 1 minute they don't. It's like they only like it when their team do well.
Yeah, sore losers. Sore losers.
When competitiveness is the main reason of the sport, is why sports are exciting. With you get a little taunting here and there, it doesn't hurt nobody.
Mm-hmm. And we're not gonna mention the politics and the AAU write-ups in the prep girls hoops with sports. They don't write up on these city kids. They don't show them no love.
And they put up numbers.
And they put up real numbers. And they play real basketball. They're not just shooting 3-point shots and running set offenses. These girls are running offenses and they can pull it out and make things work off the dribble. They not in the gym running set offenses until they can do it with their eyes closed. They're learning how to play basketball. Real basketball. They don't have all these girls and boys don't have the dribble up. The yellow ball dribble up. Everybody, they don't have that. They go and they work out.
most of them not even like, I wouldn't say great shooters, but you know, their main objective is not to shoot threes all the time. So they really get on harder buckets than a lot of people. They gotta drive to the paint, score in the paint, get rebounds, you know, offensive rebounds, running down the court. Yeah. Then when they pressing the whole game, that's even taking more energy. Yeah. So imagine the stamina they have for offense and defense.
Yeah. And then, you know, so that's what the city kids are going through. And another thing I'm having an issue. It's not a big issue. I can't really get mad. But when I see these coaches, black coaches, and they're out here supposedly getting their money, and they're out here working with the kids in the suburbs who, you know, parents who has the money, and they literally left where they came from. And they literally are catering to, you know, the white kids, which is, it's fine, but when you're not giving back to your city, I do have a problem with that. I have a big problem with that. You know, it's one thing to coach, get a job, and then you coach in the school out somewhere. But when you literally stay out there and you're not even coming back because you just don't want to be in your city, Milwaukee, that's the issue. And there's a prime example. Did you hear about the head coach of Kettle Moraine?
What did he do?
And what he did, they went upstate.
Oh.
And they got rid of him.
Dang. Why they get rid of him?
Black dude. That just goes to show you. I don't know. But see, that's what happens when you have to show love. I mean, I'm not saying, well, I don't know how he got the job. He was doing a good job. Seemed like a good dude, but that's what happened.
Dang.
Went upstate.
And they decided
to not to go with him.
Nah, that's crazy.
So, yeah, I have an issue with that. I have an issue when you don't really go back to your community, because it's talent here and it's smart people here, and you can really uplift the community. You know?
Yeah, we gotta push more of those talented people in the city that be wasting their talent to play and get out and be better than what they are. Because a lot of people also waste their talent that are in the city.
Yeah, because they don't see it. They don't see what they could be. I mean, when you see a write-up and it's always somebody from a different program, and you know you better than that person, and you always seeing that you getting ignored, some kids just give up. You can tell a kid keep working, but when you shut people out, and then you wonder why they robbing and killing and popping you in the head, and you wonder why. It's because you one of the people that's holding them back. You one of the people holding them back. And you know, it's what it is.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy. So I mean, how did you feel? I mean, how do you feel like now that everything is over with and you've seen it with your own eyes?
I don't know. I had a lot of feelings. I mean,
because you went to Thomas More.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. Well, I mean, when I went, we never expected to go upstate. Mm-hmm. You know, we were a bad team. to be honest. And we weren't really skill wise. Our basketball skills weren't there compared to other good teams we had to play. When Dominican was good,
but I'm just saying,
they
like,
still are good, you know.
The cheating. I mean, how do you feel about just how it all happened?
Oh, the cheating. Oh, upstate. I could feel it coming. Honestly, I wasn't surprised, especially after especially once they got to that they won their first game upstate.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I knew it was gonna get harder. I knew it was gonna get harder for them. I knew the rest was gonna cheat. I mean, plus it was a different atmosphere.
Yeah.
The teams basically it was a black team versus a white team. You know, I could see. I could also see in the crowd. I could feel like how the parents on the other. Not saying they're racist or anything, but you know, facial expressions and body language could say a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I told you I could remember seeing looking at people, looking at the way how we acted and celebrated.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, some of them, not all of them, obviously, but you know, some of them probably thinking negative thoughts. And you know, you could just tell that the rest was gonna cheat. I mean, after a few fouls, I literally knew they was cheating. They literally didn't call a lot of hard contact fouls.
Mm-hmm.
Then they called simple fouls.
Yeah.
Or lazy fouls on us.
Yeah.
So I knew it was gonna be a hard, long game for them.
Yeah. I just wish that at some point WIAA or they would send out an acknowledgement of the game was not ref right. This referee will never ref in a tournament game again. It has to be something. I feel more dissed when there's nothing said.
Yeah, and then they act like it's wrong for us to be mad at the refs. Like you're like our children only have 4 years to go up to state,
right?
And then, or not really 4 years. Most of them have 2 years.
You're right. Some have none. I mean, you're a grown man, 60-something years old, and you want to cheat. And then they had a comment saying, "Look at the girls; they don't even look grateful. They're not happy. No, they're not grateful to lose. They wanted to win. They had a purpose, and it wasn't like they had a bad attitude. They were sad.
Exactly.
They were very sad. So they're losing some of their best friends on the court.
They still took their pictures.
Right.
I mean, they like if they were in our shoes, they'd be sad too if their daughter was a senior and they got second place.
They wouldn't be sad if they lose to each other. If they lose to each other, oh, you know, good game, Jenny. You know, and you know, they going home, they're doing what they do. But you know, if you look at Milwaukee Academy of Science, their main sport is basketball. That's it.
Right.
You know, you got to try, but their main sport is basketball. So, yeah, I'm just more disappointed in there was no acknowledgement, there was no repercussions or anything like that.
Yeah, it's like, and then the rest wonder why people are hard on them. They wonder why they get the hate they do, and they wonder why they getting all these complaints and yelled at, and why they got to go through all this stuff is because they're making these dumb calls and they know it.
Yeah. Yep. So now we're in the AAU season. So there's another phenomenon I'm seeing in AAU, and it's local. It's a local phenomenon, like in the city. Like a lot of these coaches are going against each other. and they throw subliminal messages and jabs at each other, and they really don't face each other. You know what I'm saying? Which I think it affects the kids.
Why do you think that?
Because if the kids say, well, coach, I'm going to play for this coach, or I'm going to go here, they take it personal. They take it personal. Whereas you can go to, you can go to Chapman, you can go to the Lakers. It's all business for them. You either play for their organization and you go out. But in Milwaukee, it's a lot of subliminal messages, a lot of undercutting going on, and I don't like this coach don't like that coach. But when they see each other, they're giving each other daps and hugs.
Fake love.
And I just don't understand that. Like me, if I don't like somebody, I'm just not gonna, be around them.
You're not gonna, not gonna give them that interaction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm just not gonna do that. And then I will also tell my players, I would love for you to train with me. If you want to play with so and so, go ahead. And if that's just what it is. Or if I feel like that person's system is not gonna fit their system, I'll let them know that. But I wouldn't be just throwing subliminal messages and hating and then put the guilt on the players.
Right.
Is that our dog licking? Our dog got thirsty. She's drinking water right now. So, but that's all. That's all I got as far as the youth sports and stuff like that.
What do you think about have you been keeping up with the professional sports world much, or you got any opinions on it? Think you got any finals predictions or whatever?
Man, I really, honestly, I've been bored with the sport, the professional. I've been bored with the professional world. But my prediction is I think the Bucks is gonna win the whole thing. And if they don't win, I'm going for the Clippers. Because I'm a diehard Russell Westbrook fan.
And the Russell Westbrook case is just outrageous. I mean, the first few games he had with the Clippers, they tried to blame the losses on him when they had played the top teams in the West.
Mm-hmm.
And Russ still had good games.
Yeah.
Then these teams are leaving Westbrook open. Why?
Yeah.
He's hitting at least 2 to 3 threes a game. I mean, he's still arguably a top 5, top 10 point guard of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I still don't understand the hate for the Russell Westbrook, and I don't see why Lakers fans think the Lakers are going to the finals.
Well, they got AD.
AD's gonna get hurt in a playoff run, for being honest. And honestly, I think the Celtics are gonna win the championship because they just got everything. They got on offense and defense. They're just a great overall team.
Yeah.
Especially even throughout their.
But are they clutch? Are they? Will they show up when the going gets tough?
If you give Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum the ball, I think they will.
Mm-hmm.
I think they will. But it's the Bucks. Is Drew Holiday gonna show up? Giannis can't score all the points. He can't. He gonna get tired.
Yeah.
He gonna run out of moves. They gonna start clogging the paint. They gonna force them to shoot. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
What about let's see, but the more exciting sports have boxing and MMA, really, or boxing.
Well, boxing. I'm ammo all the way.
Yeah, we our cousins on the rise. So we trying to tell y'all, man.
So look, ammo. I've been saying this for a long time now. He is the best middleweight in the world. Every time he boxes, they say, "Oh, he has to work on this. He has to work on that. He has to work on this." I keep trying to tell y'all, he is an enigma to some. He's a phenomenon to most because he's not your normal boxer. He has that drive. He has that it factor. He has that killer mentality. It's going to take somebody with special will to beat Austin Ammo.
Somebody with a big name.
Somebody with that special will. And you're going to have to, you literally going to have to probably poison him or something to beat him, because what he has, I haven't seen a boxer have in a long time.
And you can see it in his face at the press conference when they do their face off that he's going to win.
Yeah.
He don't say nothing. He don't put his fist in your face.
No.
He don't push, none of that. He just looks at his opponent. Doesn't say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Turns, give the people a little interaction.
Yeah.
And then he walks off.
And they try not to say his name too much because he's different. He doesn't hang out with the other boxers. He's in Texas, but he's not hanging out with Errol Spence, the Charlo brothers. He's not getting trained by the big names. He got rid of Cunningham. He's calling out names. They not coming after him. Felix Cash tried to call him out, and now he literally just disappeared. Just disappeared. And the thing is, it's amazing is that they can't stop him. And he's going to take over, and everybody's going to say, where did he come from?
And I think people think he's rising too fast. They don't want to give him the big fights, but they got to. They have to soon. They have to. He's just.
You have to. He's fighting undefeated fighters. He's fighting. He took this fight a week notice. He's taking fights in London, UK, New York, Vegas. They have to give him a shot.
They have to at some point. He's just different.
Yeah.
And then they say, one fight he can't last rounds, can't knock this person out.
He can't fight on his back foot. It's so many things they say. But then these other fighters that they love, like, for instance, Fundora fought yesterday. He got knocked out. Fundora. Tall, skinny kid. And, look him up, y'all. His name is Austin Williams. Ammo. AMMO. Fights out of Houston, Texas. From Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
And he could take hits.
Yes. So, we're going to keep talking about him on a daily.
Till the day we die.
I texted him today about Fundora. So we talked a little bit, but yeah, so on the boxing scene, look out for Austin. His fights are not boring. Look him up. He's on YouTube. 14-0, 10 KOs. and he is, I want to say, number 2 in the U.S., number 3 ranked in the WBA, I believe. The WBA belt, number 3. So even if these fighters don't take him, he's going to be a mandatory very soon.
That is true. And I also want to just say a little bit about MMA. I think we learned a little lesson with Izzy. I know he fought, what's his name, Pierre, something like that. I know Pierre beat him 2 times in kickboxing. Then then he beat him once in MMA. Then Izzy just got his rematch yesterday, and he won.
Is this Israel?
Yeah.
Okay, Adesanya.
Yep.
Okay.
And he was saying before the fight, he was gonna win. He wouldn't know what to do if he didn't. He even said he had a vision he would knock him out, and he would have him freezing on the floor like Elsa. Then he was wearing a dog collar on his neck, saying he's about to unleash.
Who did this?
Izzy.
Okay.
He did all this. And people are like, oh, he's not going to knock him out. He's not going to do this. He's putting on a show. He's corny. The fight starts, and in the second round, this man knocks him out cold. And Izzy was talking about, I think this is what really had me. He was talking about, at the end, use this as a lesson, basically, and overcoming adversity and all that. And I was thinking, like, this is really a lesson. You could take a lesson out of this. And,
what he do?
Huh?
What did he say?
He was talking about how you could overcome adversity, and no matter what, you could always bounce back, basically.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I was taking that as a lesson, thinking he's not wrong. Because you could lose as many times as you want, but you could always bounce back. And that one win could change everything.
Yeah.
And they are 1-1 in MMA, but when it comes to life lesson in life, you win once and you can, gain a lot. And that's basically what happened with Izzy. He won once, he gained his belts back, he gained his respect from a lot of people. And if you win in life, you could gain, no matter how many losses you take, you could gain a good life, you could travel, good family, good benefits that will make you happy. So I think that's what all I wanted to say on that. I just got a lesson out of that.
Perseverance.
Yeah.
And doing what you love to do. Yeah, I can dig that. I think perseverance is key, even with Austin. I think he found what he loved to do. He had to persevere through some things. And I think if you love doing what you do and you persevere, I think as far as Earth, that's the best life you can live.
And you gotta have the right circle around you.
You gotta have the right people around you, but you gotta do what you love to do, and you have to persevere. Which means what you love to do may not be ideal to most. But if it's something that you love to do, you have to persevere through that. And I say may not be ideal. Maybe some people may laugh at you. They may say, "Oh, look at him. He wanna stream and he ain't got no followers. Might be 3-4 years." He said he don't have no followers. He ain't making no money, and he's still trying to do it until you make that big drop, and then all of a sudden you're a millionaire overnight. Who's living the best life now?
Off of streaming.
Yeah. So you have to do what you got to do. You have to love what you got to love. Just for like our podcast, we don't have a big following. but we like doing it, so we're gonna do it
all the time.
No matter who listens or who don't listen. It's gonna be out there when you do listen.
And it's a new era of making money now. You basically do anything.
Yep.
But not everything's the right way to make money. But.
So I want to pivot that with working. What's a successful life? Is it working a job? You got benefits. You're making a little bit of change, but you're not happy. Or should you do what you want to do and be happy? Which way you want to go?
I think a successful life is what makes you happy, and I don't think it has nothing to do with working and money, because you could work a terrible job and you will not be happy.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's successful. I think successfulness is a happy family, a happy person, or a happy person the most. Mm-hmm. You could still live by yourself and be as happy as somebody with a whole family.
Yeah.
And maintaining peace, having the right mindset. I think that's what a happy life is.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to work a job, because that won't make me happy. Even if I made a lot of money out of that job, if I don't like it, I'm not gonna work. I'm not gonna work there because it's not gonna make me happy.
Right.
Unless I have to.
Right.
So that's what I think. That's where my mind is at with happiness, and and also I maintain a small circle. I don't gotta. I'm more happy with being with my small circle, mainly family, and I don't gotta go out and party and do all the things to make myself happy, because that really doesn't make me happy either. Mm-hmm. No, I like me. Sometimes I just like thinking. Sometimes I be in my room thinking to myself, and that's where more of my peace comes from, because I can think on my long-term life longer, and what I want to do. Yeah. So what about you? What's your idea of success or happiness?
I think what you said. I think in my situation, like, last year found out I had cancer. It's not about working. When I was 19, 20, 21, I could work 15, 16 hours a day and then go kick it. I can go work 16 hours and then go out, do the same thing over and over again. I can, then when y'all was born, I could still work, send y'all to school, and then all for what? So I think for me, where I'm at is what makes me happy is getting right with God. Really getting right with God. No other way around it. Like, not go out here and be cussing and living a life of heathenism and then go to church and say, I'm a Christian. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about really get right with God, because we don't know when tomorrow is. So my goal is be right with God and live the life I want to live. Yeah, that means promote whatever my kids want to do. And you know what? Now that I had I'm getting stronger, and I'm getting more kind of about it. That's an old school saying, but I'm getting more, energetic. But I'm starting to see a lot out here, a lot of hatred. And I really don't care. As long as my circle is good, as long as that we're a unit, I really, I just want to help people. And if you don't want my help, then we just keep it moving.
And also about going out. Also, I know that another reason why I know that going out is pointless is because a lot of people that go out are more on the sad side than anything, and they use that as a scapegoat.
Yep.
And they use it as an excuse and just to get their mind off of anything. So I know it's really bad energy, and it's not really what I want to do. Mm-hmm. If anything, my idea of going out would be traveling with family. That's really what I like doing, and that's one of the reasons why I want to make a lot of money, is to travel with my family and to take my family places that we never been to. And that idea really came from going to my cousin's boxing events, because traveling with them was fun. So that's where I really got it from.
Yeah. So to sum it up, I guess the city of Milwaukee basketball is not going anywhere. So, the racism has to stop. Perseverance.
Success.
Purpose.
Yeah. Mindset. And you live with a strong, in a small circle means a strong circle. And an honest circle.
It's a unit. So that means, like, if somebody's hating on you and they want to do something to you, they messing with your unit, your people,
your pack.
Yeah. So, when we say that, that's what we mean. Somebody mess with your sister, that's what's going to happen. We don't invite it, we don't wish it, but that's, and if you don't have that unit, if you don't have that circle, I think you need to look around, and I think you need to find the ones that truly love you and the ones you truly care about.
And if they're not honest with you, meaning if you're going through something and they're not giving it to you 100, they're not in your circle. And you got to be able to take the criticism too.
If you lose, and if they say, "Oh, you lost, I did too. That's all right. That's cool." No, they're not Joe. If they trying to keep you down, they're not encouraging you to be the best at what you want to do. That's not it.
It's not your people.
If your peeps, if y'all lose, and then the next 5 minutes y'all going to y'all TikToking after you losing, or you go out to drink or something, and you're a loser, and you're not trying to be the best at what you want to do, it's not your peeps. It's just not it.
If they're not getting on you, not yelling at you for the wrong that you did or a mistake, and they know you could do better, and you know you could do better, it's not your person.
And if you're not pushing them, you're not a true friend. You're not a true friend.
And then, just like the NBA, when there's moments in timeouts where they get on each other, they yell at each other. That's just getting on them. That's a sign of them being competitive. At the end of the day, it's all love.
But there's some in the NBA who they just be sitting out games, just be sitting out, and they let them just sit out. Me, I'll be looking at them like, "What you doing? What you doing?" So, yeah, so that you got to find your true circle. And then when you find your true circle, you got people who try to suck your energy, who wants to come in your circle. They want to know what you're doing. They try to take your energy away from you, or they try to throw shade on you. You cannot. You have to protect your circle. You have to protect it, no matter what. Family and friends and strength, all the same. If your family members trying to bring you down, you gotta cut them off.
No matter what.
No matter what.
And there's gonna be people outside your circle that's gonna be watching you.
Yeah.
Your every move, because they know you got a chance to succeed. And once you succeed, they're gonna try to latch on to you like a leech.
Like a leech.
And try to.
Like a leech. Then they snitch. They're gonna snitches. what it is. How much time we got?
We have 50.
All right. Well, that's all I got to say, man.
Yeah, I think we did pretty good. You know, this is. I'm not gonna say our comeback because we didn't really leave. You know, we just been handling things.
Yeah.
But I have a couple of things I'm gonna change up, and I'm gonna be consistent on this, especially in the summer.
Yeah.
We're gonna be on this every single week.
Every week, we're gonna promote it every day. We're just gonna be doing our brand every day.
Yep. Mainly just gonna hop on and just get to talking. Some days we're gonna have an organized podcast. So, but mainly we're gonna just be going off the top of our experience. But we could really, keep talking. Is what we want.
Oh yeah. But by the end of this year, we will be the best podcast,
the most honest podcast.
Yes. So, all right. Well, signing out. Thank you.
Yep, we appreciate all y'all who tuned in. Stay tuned for more. The socials will be in the link in the description, and I will be working on them more. I gotta get them more organized and worked on, but I will be working on them more, and that is a promise.
Peace.
Peace out.